Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Anklet beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 44. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 2, Episode 44. This is an episode of Life After Lockup titled Rules and Receipts. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic.
I have just a couple things to say today. We're trying our best to put out 2 episodes a week, but it is getting pretty difficult. Life is really busy right now for both of us, and we're trying our best. So we think that we're going to be able to pull off every other week is 2 episodes. We'll see what we can do, but for now we are still doing the 2 episodes per week, Monday and Wednesday. Also, super important, if you haven't already rated and reviewed, Spotify is stars only. Apple is either stars and a review or just stars. Please go ahead and do so. If you don't, we're going to send Andrea to your house and she's going to read the entirety of the Book of Mormon to you.
That's good reading right there. So, speaking of cast, I heard that Alex is actually a really big fan of our show, and he emailed us?
He definitely did. He gifted us something, and we want to gift it to you. He gave us the exclusive right to listen to his very first professional track, and he sent it to us, and it's based on us.
Here you go.
Gotta stepped out clean, bling bling on my neck. Justin Bieber in my head saying, baby, don't stress. Big old dreams, big old flex, fresh out the cell. Now I'm scrolling on my phone like this podcast slap as hell. Girl, hit play, don't start, don't front. 5 stars only, yeah, you know what I want. I ain't saying beg, but I'm saying don't lie. This podcast hotter than my fit when I step outside. Girl, review it, girl, don't play with my soul. Bling, bling, balloons, huge bouquet at the door. Glorietta crying while I ask for one more. Rated girl, tap that screen real slow. Love after lockup vibes. Yeah, you already know, already know. Do it, girl, don't play with my soul. Bling, bling, balloons, huge bouquet at the door. Glorietta crying while I ask for one more. Rated girl, tap that screen real slow. Love after lockup vibes, yeah, you already know that. Girl, 5 stars or nothing. Huge balloons, shiny rings, podcast bumping. Yeah, Alex said it.
That was superb in every
I hope
way.
so.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. We start
Word.
this week.
Word.
We start this week with Megan, Michael, and Sarah, and Day Day is playing basketball, and Michael walks up and tells her he went to see Megan.
Okay. Day Day is pretty cool. She's on Facebook. She's interacted with us a couple times. She's like pretty down to earth. And I'm like, She kind of knows her brother is a piece of shit.
She does. Like, she doesn't want him to be.
Yeah, that's it. It's like Mom and Day Day know that Michael's not the best guy, but they are like, okay, he's still our like flesh and blood, so I guess we're putting up with it. And the sister and mom don't care for Megan. And then he tells her about Rock and Megan, which is making it worse.
Yeah, she's not a fan at all. And Day Day says when it comes to Megan, she doesn't understand why the situation wasn't dropped a long time ago. And he could have just talked to Megan over the phone. There was no reason for him to go all the way out there to see her.
Exactly. And she asks if Megan is gone for good now, and he's like, no. He says I still have mad love for her. And you don't but you don't have sex with someone's best friend. Okay, you don't also have sex with a mistress when you're married with 2 children. What's your point?
You are engaged and married with a pregnant wife.
Yeah, crazy.
He's wearing a hoodie with the picture of the girls with their name on it. Like, I know he had this made just for filming, or maybe his mom had it made for him, but this was some high level bullshit right here.
I was like, what are you trying to prove? You can't call your kids, you can't go see your kids, but you're gonna wear a hoodie. I guess that's good enough. Come on now.
That's helpful. Why didn't you send the money that you spent on the hoodie to your girls?
It was kind of bothering me because it's kind of like the stuff that people like wear when like someone passes away. I'm like, what is he wearing? Like a tribute to his children sweatshirt? What is that?
That's the way it feels.
I didn't like it.
It looked like a memorial t-shirt or hoodie.
Right? Yeah. Like, I was like, what is he wearing? And then I realized what it is. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this guy doing? Come on now. You're not fooling anyone.
So Day Day asks him what he's going to do about Sarah, and he says they aren't in a place where they can work anything out, relationships or parenting. No, you're not in a place where you can work anything out. She's fine and ready to work things out so that you can parent together.
She definitely is. And I know I texted you about this, but I swear that when he was talking about Megan to Day Day, he said in his talking head that he feels that Megan portrayed him. And I was like, what? What? I think he was meaning to say betrayed, and I don't know if you caught that.
Oh,
but I
no,
was like,
I missed it.
what? Well, that was what I heard.
He says so many stupid things that I don't think I catch half of them. But then he goes and tells Day Day about Maria, and she says, how many girls do you need? And he says, these are just the women in my life.
Oh boy. Okay. So Day Day says, then, do you think I'm stupid or dumb?
That's a fair question.
Michael thinks everyone's dumb, that everyone will just believe his dumb ass no matter what dumb shit he says.
That's true. So he says it's not like he's out here pimping. He's just doing him. I think those have to be interchangeable at this point.
He kind of is pimping though. Like he kind of is. And Day Day even says, she's like, pimping is what you're doing.
Now, he does tell us that he knew Maria before he even met Sarah, and then they rekindled their relationship. I don't know if I believe that or not. It's so hard to tell when he's lying. Usually, if he's talking, he's lying.
Yeah, and they're young. Michael and Sarah are young, and they met younger, even younger. So
Right.
when did he meet Maria? Are they from high school? Like we don't really know how he met Maria. She's in a whole other state. She's in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in Miami, I believe.
Yeah. So how did this happen? I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll find out the truth. But Day Day says, I don't want you to have distractions from your kids. That's all Michael has is distractions from his kids. This is how he likes it.
And that's true. Like that, you can't even argue that unless it's just the show portraying him that way. But that seems like a lazy line. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep. So she says that you and me know what it's like to grow up without a dad, and I don't want that for your kids. And you would think Michael wouldn't want this either, but this is where this is headed. And Michael says that will never happen. Bullshit. You're on that road.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
Day Day says she thinks Michael needs to learn to be honest with everyone. She doesn't think that what he's telling them is the same thing he's telling everyone else.
I mean, she's got him pegged. This is exactly what is going on. Like they know Michael. So she says, I don't know what you tell these women. I don't, want Aviana and Rain to grow up without their dad. This is true because he doesn't know, or they don't know, like, the lies he's telling all these people. Like, what do they know about his kids? What do they know about his life? What do they know about Sarah? They don't know because Michael lies constantly.
Constantly. He says the girls always come first, but he doesn't want to argue. And Day Day says, you have a new girl, so it's going to be a conversation whether you like it or not. That's fair. Like, of course, Sarah gets to talk to him about this because he wants her to meet the girls.
She has the right to know who is around her children. She has the right to know whether or not they're going to be safe. That only makes sense. It only makes sense. You can't just bring someone else's children, even if they're yours, around anybody and everybody and have mom have no idea where the hell they are and who they're with.
I agree. Next up, Lacey, John, and Shane. Lacey's making her kids some sandwiches, and she tells them that she's going to make everyone's lunches.
Mm-hmm. She asks the kids if they like having Shane around, and she says, "What's your favorite part?" And the little girl, and I don't know her name, she's like, "Because he loves us and he's a great dad."
They seem to really like him. I mean, that doesn't seem forced or even coerced.
These kids have a dad, and like it's mentioned in our Facebook group and about other, cast members from seasons, these kids just get thrown these random men, and then all of a sudden they're like calling him dad. Like they just like have instant dads and multiple dads. This is new dad. This is the next dad. It's like it's gotta be confusing, right? I mean,
I imagine it would be. She says since finding out John was in jail, things have been going really well.
yeah, because she no longer has access to him right now. And Shane's happy because Lacey can't see John. I mean, that's not a reason for your relationship to start working just because you can't see your other man.
And that's when things seem to fall into place. They're like, well, now that John's gone, everything's okay. And really, that's the only deciding factor whether you guys can stick it out and stay together or not, is whether John's out of prison.
It's crazy. Apparently, today is Shane's first day of work. He's nervous because this is actually the first real job he's ever had because he was 17 when he went to jail. So this is big for him.
Right. He tells her that he's excited to be making money so he can take care of her and the kids. And she says she likes that and it's a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. We find out that the job that he got is at the shipyard as a fire guard, I believe he said. And it's to make sure that nothing catches fire. And if it does, he just puts it out so that the place doesn't burn down.
Maybe it's a harder job than it sounds. I don't know.
I don't know. I was like, how does this dude get this job? Like, how did he get this job? Did he know someone?
Maybe.
Seems like a kind of important job, right?
You would think so, because I mean, if you don't catch it, you can't be lazy or not pay attention or get distracted. I'm not saying
Yeah.
Shane did. I'm just saying, like, you'd have to be. Not everybody would be cut out for it.
No.
But Shane hugs the kids and says it's a very happy moment for him because John is locked up and it's just going to be Shane and Lacey forever.
Sure.
Next up, Angela and Tony, and Angela's smoking a cigarette and Tony's brushing his teeth. And why the fuck is he even there?
I know. I wrote Tony wakes up in the house.
Mm-hmm.
He says hello to Angela, who still looks none too thrilled with him. He
Right.
asks her how she's feeling. Yeah, she looks pissed. He asks her how she's feeling, and he tells her he loves her, and that this just this whole time she is just fucking unamused at best, just smoking her cig.
She says he's been sleeping in the car for about a week, but the night before she felt sorry for him and she let him back in the house, but that it's very difficult to trust him again after he deceived her. Well, I'd fucking imagine so. Like, you know better than this.
This is a big deceiving. This isn't a little deceiving. This is huge. This is relationship breaking deceiving.
So she asks him if he's serious about the relationship or he's just conning her. And of course, he says he's serious and he loves her with all of his heart.
Okay. Yeah, right. And she says that I've decided if we are going to make this work, there's going to be some rules. And he just says, all right.
Yeah, he's ready. Whatever you want, Angela, I guess I'll do that so I don't have to sleep in the car anymore.
Yep.
He says he's always had impulse control issues and he has had at least 6 girlfriends that he cheated on and they threw his stuff in the yard or broke out like car windows.
Yeah, he has an addictive personality. Okay, you think?
Come
So
on.
this is this is where Angela starts making the rules, which is a very famous. We do have it on shirts and some other merch in our merch store on Tmill under the name of the podcast. So definitely look at that. It's TEEMILL, and then it's love after lockup locked down podcast. So rule number 1 is no prostitutes. Rule number 2, no extra money. Rule 3, no cash in your pocket. Rule 4 is drug test. And rule 5 is random phone search.
I feel like these are all reasonable requests considering the issue they're having.
Considering everyone's like, well, she was controlling. Well, some people rarely do we get this, but sometimes we get the comments, oh, she was controlling. Bitch, you would be too. Come on.
Right? Let's not play. Come on.
I do not fault Angela one fucking bit for this list. I'm like, yep, this is totally something I would do, by the way.
But she had to have the list because these are the things that he was actually doing. These were the things that were causing problems. But
Yeah.
she says she has been giving him a few $100s a month, but now that she knows he's been spending it on prostitutes, she's done doing that. So not only is he sleeping with women, he's also spending the money that she's earning on it, which is crazy work.
It definitely is. And she said that he now, guess what? He doesn't need any extra money because he's just going to spend it on the prostitutes and he has everything he needs. Absolutely, he does. Give him enough for a bag of fucking chips and a pop, and that is all this dude needs.
Really, it's true. She says today is the beginning of a new set of rules.
Uh huh. Yeah, she's going to be tracking his every move. She says you go to work and then you come straight home.
Now, she tells him she needs the passcode to his phone, and he repeatedly gives her the wrong password, presumably in hopes of her accidentally locking the phone.
Yeah, he tells her the passcode is 2222. Okay, genius. Nice passcode. Um, but it doesn't work. So then he changed it to 3333, he says.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot I changed it. Oh, I don't. He's so full of shit, man.
But super hard to figure out, like, because the very first thing I would do is start doing like 1111, 222. You know what I mean? Like, What dummy has this sort of a
I don't
passcode?
think either of those were his passcodes. I think that was all a complete lie. He just wanted her to lock that phone. If you put the wrong passcode in too many times, it locks the phone, and that's what I think he was aiming for.
Like what Lacey did in the car with Shane, right? Where he
Yeah.
locked her phone.
Yep. But she makes him sign her contract and says they're going to hang it on the fridge so he can be reminded.
It is hysterical. It is so funny. I love her so much. So she's talking about this lock screen where he thinks she can't get into it, but he has no idea still that she can just take that SIM card out and put it in her own phone, and she is boom has access to all his messages.
And this son of a bitch says he can follow the rules, but it's going to make his life a lot more boring. And he tells her, like, he doesn't want her phone. She goes, "You can have my phone." He goes, "I don't want your phone," because he doesn't care.
I've been in a relationship with this, like this, obviously, where it's literally like being in a relationship with a damn child. They do everything in their power and get off it by being bad. It's like, oh, like you're their mom instead of their partner. Like, what can I do today to backstab my partner and get away with murder like a fucking kid would? It is crazy. It will drive you fucking nuts trying to make this person do the right thing, and they will do everything but because they get off on it, and it is a terrible way to live.
So Angela says she's the new warden in town, and he's going to live by her rules. And if he screws up, he's out.
Yep.
Well, if only that were true.
Yep.
Next up, Andrea and Lamar. And Lamar says since he got there, Andrea's been making him sleep on the couch, and he wants to be in the bed. He says it didn't come all this way just to sleep on the couch.
She was praying, and Lamar just happened to be praying while the cameras are there, and Lamar walks in and asks if she's seen his charger. And he asks her if she's all right, and then asks her what's wrong, and she says everything. He seems generally concerned, and he can be so nice, and caring.
She tells him that she has told her friends about him being Priscilla's dad. And he says, "Well, that's heavy." He's like, "I just got here and you're laying this on me."
Yeah. She was nervous that Lamar was going to be pissed, and he says, you could have talked to me about it first before you told your friends, but like let's look at the big picture. And he says Priscilla just like brightens up all his days, and he says that she's beautiful and he wouldn't take her back for the world.
Right. He also says that he was in prison for, I know we questioned this before because they gave various times that he was in prison, but he said 18, 19, 20 years. So all of them. And she turned up pregnant, and that kept him from making bad decisions while he was in because he wanted to be released.
That's really great. It's a far cry from our friend Michael.
Yeah.
So we know they had to keep it a secret because the closet time that they used to create Priscilla is a crime. And she says, we're going to tell everyone now, and we're going to be honest. By everyone, she means now her children and their family.
Yeah. He asks her if she told the kids yet, and she says, "No, that's your job. But you don't need to tell them all of the details."
It's not though. It's not his job. It's together. It's a together thing.
But she pushes stuff off on everybody, like, if it's not convenient for her to do it.
Always, always. And he says, "Well, all this talk about the closet," and she says, "No, I don't think we're on that level yet."
Yeah, and he says he misses her because it's been 2 months. Now, I had said a year at one point. I don't know where the hell I got that from because it's then after that, it was 2 months. I don't know if I just made that up or where that came from.
No, I heard a year too.
It was
Like
that's
I thought it
weird.
was It's weird. I don't know, unless she's seen him within the year and we just missed that. I heard a year also. It, I don't know. So he then says, "Let's make a new baby," and she says, go to sleep on the couch."
She's ridiculous, man. He says, that's some bullshit. I agree, Lamar. Next up, Cheryl and Josh says she's been gone a long time, and there's some stuff he wants to do to her and possibly with her.
So fucking weird. Okay. So Cheryl says that she and Josh are still talking about getting married soon and that they're going nuts living with Josh's mom and they just have to have their own place soon.
She asks him what he thinks about them, and he asks her what she thinks about them. And she says they fight, but it just shows they're both a little crazy and they know how to put up with each other's crazy. I mean, if you didn't break up over and over and over again, that may be true.
I mean, if you're breaking up over and over and over again, I don't think that you matching each other's crazy is working out.
Exactly.
I don't think it's as good of a thing as you are letting us on to be, but whatever.
It feels very toxic.
It's very toxic. I think Cheryl in herself as a whole is a very toxic person all the way around.
It sure seems like it.
So he says, "Well, I'm glad you made the trip and we can make it work."
He says it feels good to be with her and he's happy she's finally there. And he says that when they're alone and there's no stress on them, she's perfect. Well, that's not a good time to judge anybody. Most people are.
Exactly. That's the same thing I was thinking. I'm like, well, that is just not how life goes, right? Like, you can't just be like, oh, she's a great person when there's absolutely zero stress in her life. There's no one around but you and I. There's no kids, there's no parents, there's no jobs, there's no life, there's no bills. There's like, come on now. You have to be a nice, good, stable human being at all points in your life. You can't just be Cheryl when shit gets hard
I'm out of here. I'm done with this.
at every little thing. This is not a good enough castle for me. I'm breaking up with you. I'm done. Come on.
Cheryl says they need to get a place so they don't have to deal with anyone else's bullshit as she's dropping food all over herself.
I
I don't
miss
know
it.
if you notice this or not, but she's dropping food everywhere.
Josh says that if I have a place where I can permanently go and stay, that they're going to take off the ankle monitor. I didn't know that that's how it worked, but I guess.
He must not have a permanent address at his mom's.
I don't know.
Cheryl says she just wants to be sure they get a nice home that's suitable for them and the children. So this is the only time I've ever heard her mention her children, like in any, like, I'm going to bring them here, any of that. But does she mean for all of her children or does she mean for her son and the children they're going to have?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, does she mean the the one son she brought with her, and then plus the new children and plus the Longhorns? I don't know. But like, I was like, well, okay, this is at least plural. We're using children at this point, but I don't know what she means. Like you said, like, is it the old children? Is it the new children? I don't know.
It's so hard to say. But she does think it's going to be really hard for them to find a place because Josh is a criminal who has stolen, quote, anything and everything from anyone and everyone. That's not a good place to be coming from.
No, no. That would be very concerning from any sort of decent landlord. So they need Tina out of the relationship because she takes a big toll on it. This is the dude's mom, and if you're planning on having children with this guy, that makes mom grandma. you cannot just get rid of someone's mother. That's not how this works. I mean, you could, but I don't think Josh is wanting to get rid of his whole mom.
I don't think so. I don't know why he continues the relationship with Cheryl, knowing the tension that's there. It's not like Josh couldn't find somebody else. He's not ugly.
No, I do keep looking at him, and I'm like, okay, he's not a bad looking guy, like by any stretch of the imagination. He doesn't have a lot going for him, but
Right.
yeah, he could have found someone else easily.
Next up, we briefly check in with Lacey, John, and Shane, and we find out that John is out of prison and talking to his recovery specialist. And he says hopefully they will let him stay there and not put him back in jail.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is like he's in a halfway house and it's like a recovery program and a halfway house. They gave him, I guess, a 60 days. He's got to do a pre-trial. If he does well, he can stay out, but if he doesn't, then he's just going to go back.
So his recovery specialist asks him how recovery is going for him. And he says it's just the beginning, but he feels good about it. And everything about him is changing.
Uh, it's for now because this is very early in the game. Like you can't just like I know he feels good and motivated right now, but he's got a lot to prove and a long way to go. That he doesn't want to let anyone down. He's got dedication now, and he says that the people in his life just keep giving him chances. That's good to recognize that. That's good that he's like, look, I've been given so many chances by everyone in my life, and they still keep giving me chances.
So he says he fucked up, but Lacey and Shane getting married had him fucked up, and that he really needs to have her back in his corner.
Yeah. So he got a DUI, possession of drugs, and he blamed this on the Lacey and Shane getting married thing. That's why he said he did this. But like you can't he can't constantly run back to drugs when shit gets hard. This is gonna be I'm sure this is how his whole life has been. He just has to stop this.
He says maybe if him and Lacey see each other, sparks will fly and things will start coming back together and she'll realize what she's missing. You just got out of
Yeah.
jail, my guy. Like, next up, Clint and Tracy, and Clint is calling the jail to see about bailing Tracy out.
Yeah, there's their little dog. He asks the dog if he misses her. Oh, so cute. He says that him trying to bond Tracy out of jail is making he and his parents' relationship worse. I'm sure that it is.
Right, but he says, till death do us part, and that means staying true and loyal to your spouse no matter what.
Last I remembered, he was attempting to cheat on Tracy. So it's like we just skipped over that part when he was talking to that girl on the phone calling her a goddess. But whatever.
Right before they got married.
Right before they got married in Vegas, yeah. He doesn't care what his parents say. He wants his wife out. And Clint is then meeting with an attorney to see what the options are.
We find out that Tracy has a $5,000 bond, and the attorney says that when she's bonded out, she still can't be around drugs or alcohol, and it's basically like being on parole again. And if she doesn't do the right thing, Clint could lose his money. So if he puts that money up and Tracy messes up, Clint's money's gone.
So she can't do drugs, she can't drink alcohol, and it's like we know, well, obviously we know Tracy does drugs, we also know that she's got a tequila problem, so this is going to be pretty freaking difficult for her because I think she goes to alcohol when she can't do drugs, which is what we saw. So the attorney says, like, I know it's about more than the money, but Clint's like, well, it's a big deal. Like $5,000, it's a lot of dead presidents to come up with. So he's concerned.
As he should be. I mean, he was working for his parents the last time we saw. But the attorney
Yeah.
says in Texas, she's looking at a second-degree felony, and she could be looking at 2 to 20 years.
Oh, man. Yeah. It's a long time. And this is not her first rodeo, so she could be looking at definitely more, at least more than the 2 years. So he says if she has a true amphetamine addiction, that going to rehab is often a good solution. Okay, now we're making sense here. Like, this is the attorney being like, hey, dude, if she does get out, get her into treatment. Because then that can make the judge look like she's at least going to try to be on the right track. So he says that she can tell the judge, like, look, like, I've made a lot of mistakes, but I'm going to learn from them.
Clint says he has to put his foot down, and she will need to live a different lifestyle than what she's used to.
Yeah. So the attorney says you're getting to the point that if she doesn't change her behavior, she may be looking through the glass for the rest of her life. Now, so that people think we don't know, something even worse happened to Tracy where she actually is no longer with us. So,
Clint says Tracy's addiction has to stop, and he can't wait for 20 years for her.
yeah.
Back to Megan, Michael, and Sarah is sitting on her bed highlighting some paperwork, and she says Michael hasn't been to see the girls since getting off parole, and he doesn't answer the phone when the kids call.
Yeah. Yeah. So he hasn't seen him in a few months. So, like, he got off parole and then just literally just doesn't care about his kids. He just cares about the ladies or the females. She says that she and the kids are just objects that he threw away in the trash, and I absolutely am on her side when she says this. That's definitely what he's doing here.
Unquestionably, to her and the girls.
Mhm.
His mom asks what his plans are and if he's going to stay in Flint, and he says no, he doesn't want to be stuck in Flint.
Yeah, she also says, "Are you gonna find a job?" I don't believe that Michael ever plans on working based upon the fact that he's getting a paycheck from doing absolutely nothing and just telling girls that they look sexy.
Why would he?
Yeah, why would he have to? So mom said, and plus then his income's not trackable and he doesn't have to pay Sarah any child support. So mom says that all I know is it's nice to have my son back home, I guess.
Michael gets a call, and his mom says she's going to walk away and give him some privacy. But Sarah asks him where he's been and why they haven't heard from him. And he tells her he went to Texas, and now he's in Flint seeing his family. Everywhere but there.
Yep. Yeah, Sarah's speaking her best ebonics out of the blue again. She says, "What's been going on with you?" and he says, and he says, I just left Texas. And she's like, "Well, why?" And then all of a sudden, Michael decides to be honest. And he's like, "Well, I was out there to holler at Megan." And I'm like, whoa, he actually like told her the truth.
It just doesn't make sense. Why is he all of a sudden being honest with everybody?
No.
But Sarah's disgusted that Michael takes the time to go see Megan, but not the time to go see the girls. And he says, "Oh, actually, I am coming to New York." And she says, "When?" He goes, "In a couple days."
But still, like, he did choose to go out to Texas before New York because that was a priority over seeing his children. It's crazy pants.
And he's got another woman. It's not even like Megan is his second woman. He's also got Maria going on. So he went out to see this interim woman. Why? What are we keeping Megan on hold for?
I don't know, but I feel like he was fully planning on going to see that other woman before going to New York, but then Sarah caught him. So I thought that he was like, yeah, I'm going to be right there to Florida, and now he's going to New York. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I thought that's where we left off on the last episode.
I think he goes to Florida, then goes to New York. I don't really know. But she tells him that she can see his phone records and she knows about all of the women he's talking to. And she reminds him that she pays for his phone. She said he's single and he can do whatever he wants, but he's spending most of his time talking to a bunch of women and not talking to his girls.
Huh? There's pages and pages of phone calls literally all day that last 20 minutes to an hour, and it's all over the country. So this douche can do all this shit and then tell her, I have no time to call the kids. You bitch, you don't fucking work. Call your kids.
How long do you have to talk to him? 5-10 minutes? Like they're little.
Exactly. Exactly.
She tells him she's turning off his phone since he's not using it to talk to the girls. And he says, "Why are you trying to do this right now?" Fuck off. Fuck off, little man.
Because why the hell should she pay for your phone at this point at all? For any reason. Even if you were calling the girls, why is this woman paying for your fucking phone? Why? She should never be paying for his phone. I don't care if it's even to call the kids. He should get his own damn phone to call his own kids.
You think she's still paying for it?
I hope the fuck not, but I'm scared that she is. So, for all we know, because it's hard to track him down, he's probably back in jail. He's literally in jail once a year. So, I don't know. She says that, like, I'm not going to make your life any easier if you're not going to meet me halfway at least. And he's like, well, I'll be there in a couple days. And I'm thinking the only reason at this point why he's telling her he's going to be there in a couple days is so that she doesn't turn off his fucking phone.
Oh, yeah. So he asks her if she's going to be available when he's in town. Wouldn't you find that out the very first thing? But she tells him that she's always around, and that's the problem. She's always available for him.
Yeah, he says Sarah's out of bounds when she speaks about his other relationships. It's just jealousy, and she can no longer control him, and what he's gonna do with his life. But yeah, that's fine. But she does still have a right to, like, not pay for your phone and your bullshit, and ask you to see your damn children.
He's so ridiculous. He calls Maria and tells her they need to plan a trip to New York to see the girls, and he wants her to go too. He says he wants to bring her with him to support him, and maybe she can meet the girls also.
I was trying to figure out if that was Maria, and I wrote down Maria, and then I wrote someone because I wasn't sure if it was Maria or not, or if it was Megan. I couldn't tell. It didn't sound like Megan.
Yeah, that one was Maria.
Yeah, it was Maria. Okay.
Back to Cheryl and Josh, and Cheryl says she doesn't feel weird having sex with Josh in Tina's house. And he says, don't worry about it. When you wake up, it will all be over. What the fuck? That's so creepy.
I don't know what the hell these two are fucking doing. He's just shushing her to the damn bedroom. And that creepy fucking statement. I don't know if he's choking her out. I have no idea. I don't want to know, but it was so weird. So she also says, I kind of get off on the fact that I get to have sex with him in her house because it's the last thing she wants. What the fuck?
It's okay, listen. It's okay to have those thoughts. It's less okay to say them out loud.
It's awful. It's just beyond creepy. I can't with these two. So she says in the next breath, we know how to please each other and we like the same things in bed. And then Josh, like, pushes the camera crew out of the bedroom. And I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, but my question is, like, what does the camera crew do while they're in there? Because presumably they're only in there for a few minutes, as he says. So are they just hanging out in the living room waiting for them to get done fucking?
I don't know. I mean, how long can a person pass out before they, like, go brain dead? So she can't be out for too long.
4 minutes, 7 minutes? I don't remember.
I was going with 5, but that's probably not correct.
Back to Andrea and Lamar, and Andrea says, you're the perfect kids. And Priscilla says, you're the perfect mom and the perfect dad.
It was so cute. And Lamar says, I know that, Priscilla.
They're taking them to a soda shop, and he asks the lady if he can get a shot in his drink. And she's like, this is Utah. We don't have that here.
I know he says, can I have a shot of tequila in there? And oh, I mean, okay, I guess there's no tequila in Utah, the entire state of.
Well, probably not at a soda shop.
But she's like, this is Utah, so she literally said the entire state of
Yeah.
Utah. We don't know what part of Utah they're in. I still to this day don't know. I'm sure we saw it, but I don't know. So Priscilla wants a hot cocoa, which was so cute. And also Andrea thought that Lamar was gonna like this place because it was just a cute little soda spot. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is like something that Lamar was gonna think was a cute little thing.
It's not really his speed, it doesn't seem like.
I don't think so.
They say that they've kept this secret for about 8 years now.
Yeah, so they did because having sex in prison is a crime if you're not married and you don't have conjugal visits. And Andrea tells the kids, we have to talk to you guys about something. They immediately think that it's something bad. And she starts by telling them, oh, you guys are such amazing kids.
Yeah, but when she tells the kids that they need to talk to him, Nyla says, how come every time you need to talk to us, you take us out? She says, you never take us out unless you have to talk to us. That was kind of sad, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's supposed to be like a happy, fun time, and the only time Andrea and Lamar do this, well, probably Andrea, is to just tell them worrisome shit. That's terrible. So now they can't like, oh, Nyla, let's go to the mall, and Nyla is thinking, well, what is mom gonna tell me that's awful now? It's
Right.
terrible. And Tennyson says, you guys are getting a divorce immediately.
He's probably just sick of all the nonsense.
Yeah.
So Lamar tells them that he wanted to wait until he was off parole to tell them that he's Priscilla's dad. And she says, I know you thought I got pregnant by the Holy Spirit. And Nyla and Tennyson say, no, nobody believed that.
I I it that was so funny. And I'm so glad when I see them just throw their mom under the bus like, mom, you're ridiculous.
She says the most ridiculous shit.
So terrible. She just is the biggest fucking liar on the face of the planet. She is the biggest liar of all liars. And Tennyson says, we're not nearly that gullible. But Andrea thinks everyone is gullible.
It's true. So Nyla makes it clear that she is not happy that everyone knows about this before Andrea decided to tell them. She said, your friends know about this? And she like named off each individual friend. She's like, everybody we know knows about this before me.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Nyla did also ask, she's like, how does that work? Like, you were in prison. And Lamar says, I'll explain the details later. And Nyla's like, no, we don't want to know the details. But
Nyla said, if you don't want people to look down on you, what did you think would happen? All of your friends are Mormon.
uh-huh. Yep, yep. Nyla just like decides to like leave, and she says that the news about Priscilla isn't going to change how she feels about Lamar, but it's going to change how she feels about her mom. And I don't know if that was a good thing towards Lamar or a bad thing, because we don't know where, because the last we left off is Nyla wasn't crazy about Lamar. So I wasn't sure if she's changed her mind about him or not.
I guess she doesn't feel negatively about him not telling her, but her mom, I think she really felt like she owed it to her and she let her down.
Yeah.
But Lamar comes out to talk to Nyla, and she says that Andrea is always hiding big, important things from her, and she doesn't feel like she can trust her anymore, and that's how it's been for a while.
Yeah. She says, Priscilla is my sister, and that is my business. And I need to trust my mom, but she is always lying. And this is what we say, this woman is always lying. You claim to be a Mormon, yet you are the biggest liar.
She's a hypocrite. You know what I mean? We all are to some level,
Yeah.
but Priscilla tells Andrea that she doesn't need to hide anything from her kids and she can tell them anything. Even Priscilla is more mature than her.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's a little girl and she's just telling mom like it is. It's crazy to have the wherewithal at that age about your mom and the what she does. So Tennyson says even even she knows that you should have told us, meaning Priscilla. It's like, look it, my little sister is telling you.
Andrea sits there and tells them that she didn't lie, and Tennyson goes, technically, you did. You absolutely did.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Priscilla says, like, I'm glad dad is my dad, and that makes Andrea smile. Well, okay. I mean, it would make me smile too. Of course she's happy. And Priscilla isn't mad at her mom, and she's happy.
I mean, it doesn't really affect her. She always thought that Lamar was her dad, and he is. So she's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Our Tennyson says, is that everything? And Lamar says, we just want you all to know that we love you all equally. And she said, and we enjoy being your parents.
Yeah. Andrea's relieved, and she says, now we can work on our marriage. All right. Yeah. I guess this would be a huge something big that was holding like back something that this big secret and making them not be able to move forward. There's a lot more that they have to work on. So Nyla wonders if mom can keep a secret that big. Like, what else is she keeping? And that makes a lot of sense that she would be making that statement.
It's a fair question. Next up, Cheryl and Josh.
So it starts off the scene with Josh saying, "Oh, it's hot, and this is why we don't cuddle," because I guess they just finished, choking each other out or whatever. And we see him snapping his ankle monitor back on, and then we see Cheryl's son saying that he's hungry.
Cheryl says after 3 days, she will spend the money for a hotel because she's not staying with Tina any longer than she has to. She forgets that Tina is allowing her to stay in her house. Like, she's so fucking disrespectful.
Yeah. Josh's mom asked Cheryl, like, what's your plan for the next few days? And she says, well, we're going to house hunt or apartment hunt. And, you know, they, like you said, if this is not working out, she has no problem. Like, they're going to just go to a hotel. Hotels are like, what are they going to get? Like one of those shitty little motels or something? Because otherwise, that's a lot of fucking money. She doesn't want to deal with Tina anymore. And Tina is hot and she's bitching and she says that her menopause has her sweating, so she's already on edge and aggravated.
Tina says, what's going on with you and my son? Where are you going with all this? She says, are you together or broken up? And Tina tells her, like, you're not that young. Like, you need to get your life together.
Yep. Yeah. And uh it goes to Cheryl talking about the castle and how she didn't want the kids to fall off of the balcony again with the stupid castle. And Cheryl says the castle was about to fall over and they broke up over a rickety fucking castle.
She's something else. So she's telling Tina about an insane asylum that looks like a castle, and Tina looks disgusted, and she asks her if she's psycho.
Yeah, and apparently the castle is also haunted because we can't have children falling off of a balcony, but we can have them being terrified by ghosts. Got it. All right. So Josh walks in and Tina says, well, it's about time. And she says to Josh about this fucking insane asylum. And Tina says, like, you're not a serial killer. She picked the wrong guy because we know Cheryl's affinity to serial killers and how much she's attracted to them. So this all makes sense, this conversation. Tina's just digging at her.
Cheryl says she wants to smack the dentures right out of that dumb bitch's mouth. Do you think she's never going to hear this? Like, what if you did get married and then she heard you talking all this shit?
I think that she is hearing her. And then we see that Tina is telling Cheryl's son, well, we hear it to pick up his mess. And then, of course, how dare Tina tell a child to pick up the mess in her own home? And Cheryl gets pissed and says, don't yell at my kid. I don't know how this all went down because we're not visually seeing it, we're just hearing it.
She didn't seem like she was really aggressive talking to him. It seemed more like, can you clean up your mess? You know what I mean? Not like, clean up your mess. But
Yeah.
Josh says he got tired of worrying about the two of them fighting, and he decided to stop worrying about it because he can't do anything to stop it. You could, like, keep them apart. Don't try to have them both under one roof.
Yeah. The next scene is a little bit disturbing. Cheryl comes running out and says, Tina just hit me and I'm done. And she says she has no right to lay her hands on her. Definitely correct. Definitely correct. And we see Josh getting upset and then just like charging into the house, and we don't know what happens after that.
Do you really think that Tina hit her?
I don't know why she would make that up. And
She's
yeah.
She says stuff that's off her ass all the fucking time. Why would she make stuff up? Why does she do anything that she does?
I don't know. I mean, and then I was thinking, like, did Cheryl hit her first? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think Tina just hit her out of nowhere.
I hope not. I hope not.
Back to Lacey, John, and Shane. And Shane's with his friend, and he said that he needs to show Lacey that he's a man.
He's so young. Like, even I know he's only 22, but he seems so much younger than 22, which makes sense. Which makes this even more disturbing that this is who Lacey is with and just bringing in as husband and daddy. So he says again, John is locked up again, and that John is a piece of trash, and says life is good and they're getting along.
Yeah, he said Lacey realizes that John's a piece of trash. I mean, but does she though? And his friend asks him how life has been going, and he says it's been great and she's the best. However, he made a mistake.
Yeah. He's telling his friend, and I still don't know what this friend's name is because I didn't know it last time and I don't know it this time. He says that he just
I don't
the
either.
same friend as we saw last time. Still didn't know his name.
Shane says right before they were married, he got drunk and cheated on Lacey, and that he doesn't even know who she is or what her name was. He doesn't remember her much at all.
Yeah. So Shane tells his friend that Lacey doesn't know and that he needs to be honest and they need to get past it. You might not, just because you think that you need to get past it doesn't mean Lacey's going to get past it. He's just deciding.
That's a pretty big mistake to make.
Yeah. It's not a mistake. It was a choice.
He does say for him to be a good husband that he has to tell her. He says he's been carrying around this guilt inside, and now that John is locked up, he wants to be honest and upfront and move past it together as a married couple. Because John is locked up, he feels comfortable enough to admit this to her.
Yeah. Oh, that's fucked up. See, and now I'm thinking also, this is why, because sometimes when people are dishonest and they're cheating and they're lying and stuff, they then get more suspicious about what you're doing because they're nervous about what they did, and then that makes them like try to find stuff you did, which makes sense that that's why he was snooping in her phone,
right?
Because he was feeling bad about what he did to her. So it all kind of makes sense. And he says, like, you now put yourself in a position where you could lose Lacey. And Shane's like, well, I don't know what to do.
His friend tells him it's going to crush her and it might push her away and he might lose her, which is true. You can't just do something like that and it's no big deal.
And he says, well, I'll keep the couch open for you.
He says he's afraid of losing her and that he loves her with all of his heart, and he's never felt like this about anyone.
Okay.
And we wrap this week up with Megan, Michael, and Sarah. And Michael calls Sarah and tells her that he just landed in New York and he's going to stop by the hotel and then he'll come visit the girls.
Yeah, how nice of him. So it says Sarah knows that I'm in New York, but he doesn't know that he has his girl with him. Dun dun dun.
Maria says she doesn't want any type of drama. If that's true, you picked the wrong man.
Uh-huh, yeah. Sarah says she doesn't know if he's going to actually come or not. That makes sense that she'd be worried about that. She said that she can't take anything that he says serious. And she and the girls are just going to go about their day and play outside and just kind of see what happens.
That's the way to do it.
Yep.
He tells Maria that he doesn't want to go back to jail, and Maria tells him not to feed into her bullshit because it's all Sarah's fault.
Come on, man. Such a piece of crap he is.
Sarah says she's not even sure that she wants him in her house. She wants to wait and see what happens when he sees the kids for the first time.
This piece of shit, man. He can't even come see his kids without starting shit. Come on.
Who is your VIP for this week?
Priscilla, for being, what is she, 5, 6, 7 years old? Something like that.
7,
And
something, yeah.
yeah, lecturing her mom on what's right and wrong.
That's a good one. I chose Day Day. Love me
Good
some
one.
Day.
Yeah. Yep. Good one.
And your POS?
Well, okay. If Tina actually hit Cheryl in front of Cheryl's little boy because the little boy was in the house, I'm going to go with Tina if she actually hit her.
I don't feel like she did. I mean, she went to pick Cheryl up, who she hates, because she had her son with her. It's hard to believe that she's just going to haul off and smack Cheryl or whatever supposedly happened.
She was having a hot flash, though, and you can get kind of aggravated when that happens.
My POS was Moist Tony, because he is a fucking asshole as always.
Yeah.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, oh babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said, don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.